Ditch Witch West and Radius HDD have teamed up, and we are your exclusive Radius HDD distributor. It doesn't matter what color your drill is, what ground you're in, where you're at, whether you're in sand and clay, cobble, rock, we have your tooling. And like I said, we are the exclusive Radius HDD distributor. The nice thing about Radius is I just took a tour of their factory, and the way that the manufacturing process is laid out, you can literally order a completely custom sub or adapter like I'm showing down here. They will make it in-house with all American made products and have it shipped out that same day, which is pretty incredible in this industry. I remember almost 10 years ago, you'd be waiting 2 weeks for a custom part like this. So like I said, they can cut it in-house American made products and have it to your door within 24 hours. So also on the same note, Radius is literally capable of cutting any thread whatsoever, whether your drill is yellow, orange, red, whatever color. We can make any tool for any drill, any downhole tooling. This is Radius's rock housing. For me, this is a little bit tough because I come from a rock drilling background. I'm used to having like a rock master housing or a Ditch Witch rock housing with a tricone, so it has an inner rod. This housing is specific to like our JT models or a dirt drill, a dirt Vermeer, with no inner rod system. So how this works is essentially this goes on to the end of this housing, and you can drill in heavy cobble and solid rock with a dirt drill. Now it comes back on pretty much all operator, but this makes it possible to drill through solid rock, which is pretty incredible when you're looking at a dirt drill. And the way technology has changed over the last 10 years in the industry is remarkable. So this is the single roller cone. This is Radius's version of our Tri-Hawk. Now this has replaceable carbides in the front of it, and it also has a slot right here that you can put a pull tab to where you don't have to change tooling to once you drill out on your pilot. You can hook up, you put the pull tab right here, you hook up to your product, and you just pull it back down hole. Super simple, very efficient, and like I said before, they can cut threads for anything, for any drill. These reamers are set up pretty much in order from softest ground to hardest. So this is what we call a fly cutter, and this is a paddle reamer, or what I like to call Terminator. So these are meant more for like your clay type grounds, your softer dirts, and you're gonna mix a thinner mud with more polymers with these, and you're gonna really try and break that material down and liquefy it more or less and carry it out your hole. These are very, very aggressive reamers. Radius has the capability of building them on any shaft size, this being the smallest. So this is a 2 3/8, or excuse me, this is a 3.5 inch shaft, so 2 3/8 reg thread, that's about this machine size shaft. These reamers are built to be spun very fast. They cut a lot, they move a lot of material. As soon as you start getting into anything chunky, ratty, you do not want to use these. So carrying over into a little harder ground, this is more or less just a compaction reamer, cobble reamer. This also has a built-in swivel, as you can see, which Radius will build any of their reamers to come with this option. So that gives you the ability to just hook your clevis straight to it with your product, which is pretty nice. In some applications, you want your product closer to the reamer rather than a big swivel and then your product. So the nice thing about this is it is toothy, so it's a little bit aggressive. It will cut up, you know, if you have like some lighter cobble with some fines in it, some dirt, it'll still chew that up. It'll still pack a good hole. Now if you're getting into bigger cobbles, like, you know, basketball size and bigger, I I always like to disturb as little as possible in those holes. So once you pile it out, you hook your reamer on. You know, I would potentially try to spin this thing at a slower RPM back, just to not grab some of those bigger chunks and drop them down hole. So that's kind of where it goes from this reamer to straight to a hole opener, which the hole opener is designed to, you know, the cutters are faced back at the drill versus the rest of them. You're actually opening more material than your pilot did in rock facing backwards. So this actually uses the same style cones as a tri-cone on a rock head, like a motor. So the way this cuts is this style here is actually, it has, the cones are called row cutter cones. So each of these cones, this cone here cuts a different pattern than this cone. So with one revolution of this reamer here, it cuts 100% of that face. I will say, I don't have one here right now, but Radius just teamed up with a company called Epicor, and they designed a new cone, which is called a random cutter cone. And it sounds random, but it's not. They're actually engineered. The buttons on each cone are engineered to cut 100% of the face with just one revolution of the cone. So rather than the whole reamer having to make one revolution, each cone makes one revolution and it cuts the same. So if you have a 5-cone reamer, one revolution of that random cutter cuts 500% of what a row cutter reamer does. So it's pretty incredible technology. They also have self-greasing bearings inside of them, which sounds, from a technological standpoint, anybody that analyzes that, it sounds crazy, but I got my eyes on it. It looks like a really, really solid setup that works well. And they've been testing it in the field for over a year now. So I'm excited to get some of those here. If you guys liked what you heard here and you want some of this tooling, like I said before, Ditch Witch West is your exclusive Radius HDD dealer. So contact your local Ditch Witch and we will get you hooked up. If you could like this video, go down to the bottom and hit subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. And you guys will get schooled up on some HDD stuff.